I was visiting Brisbane City over the weekend and I had an hour of spare time. So usually, while I was working in the city, my go-to would be to visit DigiDirect as well as Ted's Camera, which are two stores, like physical stores where they sell camera and camera gear. And they do have a segment for the special deals and even second-hand gear. So I thought I might as well just check it. And I wanted to try 16mm lens from Sony 16 1.8 as well as 16 to 25. But while I was trying them, I just realized that I've got this camera, which is ideally, it's between 16 to 20 mm, which means I do have a wide angle camera, not just lens. So do I actually need another lens for my like full frame camera? Hence, I'm using this today just to try out how the DJI Pocket 3 works in a fairly evening scenario where it's gonna get dark before I finish the video. So yeah, let's see how that goes. But coming back to the camera, so I tried those 16 and 16 to 25 lens. 16 wasn't available, but one of the stores had a 35mm from Viltrox listed as 300 Australian dollars as a retail price. So I just checked online and apparently it's brand new available for 700, and other stores, literally the store next door, was selling the same lens used for 450. And then I just thought that do I actually need a 35mm, because obviously $300 for almost $700 lens, like, and that too brand new, is a great deal. So I quickly checked a couple of videos online about 35mm 1.8 from Viltrox. I didn't even know they have it because recently they released 35mm 1.2, which actually got quite good reviews. And apparently this lens have been released in 2021, so it's not a new lens. It's been there for a while, but most of the reviews said that it's good enough to compete with the Sony's 35mm, apart from, I believe, chromatic aberration, as well as the the close focus distance is not as good as the Sony lens. So I thought to myself, I have seen the 35mm from Sony, not the G Master, the normal one, in the used marketplace for as low as 350. But for that, I had to drive to Gold Coast, which is like 120 kilometers far from where I am. So I thought, what are the chances of me getting a 35mm lens with 1.8 fast aperture in the coming months or time for that price? I was just thinking and deciding. Meanwhile, I thought I'll just give them a call, because I just left the store to eat something, and I just gave them a call to see what's the best price I can get for that lens. And funny enough, I was hoping even if they do $270, I would take it. But the guy quoted me $250. And if you think about it, for all the things that a full frame lens for a Sony ecosystem would cost, that to a amazing focal length like 35mm, getting a lens for $250 with fast aperture like 1.8, from a decent brand, it's not the worst lens I've tried. And it's sort of metal built, it's a good quality. The cap is, I think, plastic, but doesn't matter. And it does have 55mm like filter thread. And I just picked up a KNF 3-in-1 system for my Sigma 18 to 50, which is the APS-C lens. And I've actually put a video about that as well. If you haven't checked it out yet, just do so, because I believe the video as well as the filter was actually pretty good. So I had that on my Sigma lens that day. So I was like, for $250, it's too good to pass. So I literally asked them, do you want my details so you can book it in? He's like, don't worry about it, just come in the store and I'll have it ready for you near the counter. And I was like, all right, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And I literally rushed to the store. When I tested the lens was it wasn't very big, but when I saw the box of it, it's like massive. But either way, I picked up the lens and literally changed my G Master for that one, put my G Master in my bag, and the 45mm went in the Viltrox box, packed it away. And then I took all the photos from 35mm, realizing that it is actually one of the better focal lengths when it comes to, all around lens, because I was able to take close enough shots that it wasn't distorted as much as my 24mm would be, like especially for faces and stuff. I'm not comparing it with the G Master, of course, but the focal length itself was so good. And the sun was setting, so it was like a perfect test for me to actually try the 35mm. I took some shots from the lens without the filter, just using nothing but a UV filter on it. And then I tried my filter, which does have a VNZ, a CPL, as well as a diffusion on it. And I think the best part is just one filter for all those three things. And that's actually a worst part as well, because I would want to take those, shots where you can slow down the shutter speed, but I wouldn't want diffusion on it. But I was not able to separate those filters. So that's, I think, one of the things which you have to be concerned about when you're getting a 3-in-1 system, which is fantastic for video. Like, it gets the best video in the cleanest, I think, setup possible, or the smallest setup possible. But when it comes to photos, you don't want diffusion to intervene always. And I think I didn't hate them photos, but obviously when you have a diffusion filter on your lens, it kills the contrast, as well as you don't get as sharp images as you would without it. But nonetheless, I'm quite happy with the purchase, and that's how I actually ended up with the 35mm from Viltrox. And I think I'll be using it most, not in a, I believe, studio or my house environment, but as soon as you want to go out, I believe it is one of the better focal lengths. And now I just came to realize that maybe in future, that's all I need to carry if I'm going out. Because as I said, even for my last trip, I was carrying 2 of the lenses and a bag. But if I just have to carry one lens, it just reduces the overall gear I need to carry for just unplanned trips to the city or to the beach or to wherever. And the photos that it took was like, it was good enough. The only thing which I believe is a miss on that lens is the close focus distance, because it's 40 centimeters compared to 22 on Sony. But considering the price, $250, I think it was a bargain. And yeah, let me know if you've used any of the Viltrox lenses, or if you had experience with this lens. What are your thoughts? If you want me to try any particular thing with the lens, please do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.